Yo, what is up, Roger Report fam? Get ready, because we are diving headfirst into the biggest stories shaking up the sports world right now. We've got quarterback controversies exploding. First up, the New York Giants are facing a major shakeup at quarterback, and it's not going according to plan. We're talking about Russell Wilson, and his debut with the Giants was a performance that had fans scratching their heads, potentially one of the worst of his career. What went wrong in that 21-6 loss to the Commanders? We're breaking it all down. And speaking of Russell Wilson and the Giants, it turns out they might be paying a hefty price to learn what the Denver Broncos already knew about him. We're talking $10 million to discover a truth that seemed pretty clear to Broncos country. Is this a case of déjà vu, or are the Giants just delaying the inevitable? But is the locker room still behind him? That's the million-dollar question. We're digging into whether the Giants players, like wide receiver Darius Slayton, still have confidence in Russell Wilson after that rough Week 1 performance. Will rookie Jackson Dart get his shot, or is Brian Daboll sticking with Wilson, no matter what? And in the latest update, despite those Week 1 struggles, head coach Brian Daboll is sticking with Russell Wilson as the starting quarterback for their crucial Week 2 matchup against the Dallas Cowboys. Is this a show of faith? Or is the pressure mounting? We've got all the details on the Giants' quarterback situation and what it means for their season. Make sure you're subscribed and the bell is rung. Russell Wilson's rough start with the Giants. Talk about a Week 1 performance that had everyone talking, and not in a good way. The New York Giants made some big moves at quarterback, bringing in Russell Wilson, Jameis Winston, and Jackson Dart, hoping to elevate their game. But one game in, and things are already looking shaky, especially for Russell Wilson. In their 21-6 loss to the Commanders, Wilson had a game that had fans questioning everything. Head coach Brian Daboll didn't pull any punches, saying, "Offensively, 6 points, it's tough to win a game. Didn't feel like we got into much of a rhythm, particularly on early downs on the offensive side of it. Then we left 11 points out there in the red zone. We all got to be better." It was a tough day with the same old problems: lousy pass protection, predictable play calling, and poor execution. Meanwhile, guess who had a stellar game? Daniel Jones, the very quarterback the Giants moved on from, had one of his best days ever in Indianapolis, scoring on every offensive possession in a dominant win. Fans are already buzzing, with many wondering if this is a sign of things to come for the Giants and if they made the right call. Is Russell Wilson the answer, or are they heading for more quarterback drama? But the story doesn't end there. We're uncovering just how much this decision is costing the Giants. And later, we'll see if the team's own players still have faith in their new QB. Giants' $10 million lesson on Russell Wilson. It seems the New York Giants might be learning a very expensive lesson, one that the Denver Broncos seemingly figured out years ago. Sometimes, it's better to just move on. The Giants are reportedly paying a staggering $10 million in guaranteed cash to learn what Denver already knew about Russell Wilson. Wilson's debut with the Giants was a tough one. A 6-point outing in a loss to the Commanders where he threw for just 165 yards, took 2 sacks, and posted a QBR of 25.5. This performance echoed what many experienced during his tenure in Denver, leading to questions about whether the Giants are just delaying the inevitable, especially with rookie Jackson Dart waiting in the wings. The team's commitment to Wilson for Week 2 already feels precarious, with head coach Brian Daboll expressing a less-than-firm stance on his starting job. Social media lit up with comparisons, showing Daniel Jones's impressive stats against Wilson's struggles, fueling the debate among Giants fans. The Broncos, after their own costly experience with Wilson, managed to pivot and find a franchise quarterback in Bo Nix. Wilson, once a Hall of Fame contender, now appears to be a journeyman, making the Giants' significant investment all the more puzzling. But is the team united behind their decision, or is there doubt brewing within the locker room? We're investigating the confidence players have in Russell Wilson. Giants locker room, confidence in Russell Wilson. Despite a rough Week 1 performance, New York Giants head coach Brian Daboll has confirmed that Russell Wilson will remain the starting quarterback for their upcoming game against the Dallas Cowboys, bypassing rookie Jackson Dart. This decision has sparked debate. especially after Wilson's lackluster debut, where he completed just 17 of 37 passes for 168 yards, ranking near the bottom of the league in QBR and passer rating. However, not everyone is ready to hit the panic button. Wide receiver Darius Slayton voiced his support, stating, "I've got full confidence. I think he's shown himself throughout this whole time that he's been here in the offseason and throughout training camp that he's a competent quarterback. He's plenty equipped to do the job, and we all have full faith in him." Slayton urged fans to be patient, emphasizing that things take time and that rushing quarterback changes isn't always the best strategy. While the coaching staff, including GM Joe Scone, intends for Dart to develop behind Wilson, the question remains whether other players will lose faith if the team continues to struggle. Slayton insists there's no locker room mutiny, asserting, "Russ is our starter for however long, and he's playing and he's going to play good ball." The team aims to turn things around, with many watching to see if Wilson can indeed deliver, or if Dart's time will come sooner rather than later, especially if the Giants start 0-2. But even with player support, the team brass is sticking with Wilson. We're revealing the final decision and what it means for the Giants' immediate future. Giants double down on Wilson despite Week 1 woes. In a move that has raised eyebrows across the league, New York Giants head coach Brian Daboll is sticking with Russell Wilson as his starting quarterback for Week 2 against the Dallas Cowboys, despite a dismal opening performance. Daboll publicly backed Wilson, stating, "That game doesn't fall on Russell Wilson. We got to do a better job collectively, coaching, playing, but Russ will be the starter." Wilson's Week 1 stat line was far from inspiring. 17 of 37 passing for 168 yards, no touchdowns, and a dismal 59.3 QB rating. The offense sputtered, failing to score a touchdown in a 21-6 loss to Washington. This performance comes after inking a one-year, $10.5 million deal and follows a benching last season in Denver. However, Wilson's career numbers are still impressive, with over 46,000 yards and 350 touchdowns, placing him among the all-time greats. The Giants are hoping his veteran experience, including 9 Pro Bowls and a Super Bowl ring from his Seattle days, can reignite their offense. With rookie Jackson Dart and veteran Jameis Winston also in the quarterback room, the team has options if Wilson falters. The decision to name Wilson the starter, despite the speculation fueled by Daboll's delayed announcement, puts an end to immediate quarterback change talk. However, with a crucial division game against the Cowboys looming, all eyes will be on Wilson to see if he can bounce back and lead the Giants to a much-needed victory. But what does this mean for the Giants' immediate future and their playoff hopes? And what's next for the other quarterbacks on the roster? All right, that's a wrap on today's explosive news. We saw Russell Wilson's tough start with the Giants, the massive cost of that decision, the question of locker room faith, and the final confirmation that Wilson remains the starter. Don't forget to hit that like button if you enjoyed this breakdown, subscribe to the Roger Report for all your essential sports updates, and smash that notification bell so you never miss a moment. Follow us on all social media platforms and let us know in the comments which story you're following most closely. We'll catch you in the next one.